Hello and welcome back to NATO Plays Minecraft. So this week I am actually going to do what we said we were going to do last week, which is construct two new variations of this bridge. Now I may actually end up doing this on a montage because I expect this is going to take a little bit of time as I fight with myself to remember exactly how I put this thing together. So for now I'm gonna continue to not be able to get back up to where I was, like a fool. There we go, there's our dirt that we just picked up. Ja. Okay, right. So this thing it's basically 4 wide and then a line of stone slabs around the edge. And it matches up with this, so 3 to 4. Right, okay, let's head up to here, to where we're going to start our bridge. Stupid stairs, getting in my way. We're probably going to have to tweak the top here where this roadway starts just to make it work a bit better. But for now, we're going to start our bridge here. And in terms of our starting point, we're probably going to want to go a little bit further over, so that we don't interfere with that awning here there. So I think around about here we'll do. We're going to place down our first. Smooth stone brick. Then we want to go 4 across. 1, 2, 3. Actually, I think I will start this off. No. Like that. Okay, and get rid of this bloody snow so I can see what I'm doing. I hate snow. Snow really annoys me. It's nice and pretty to be in a biome with snow, but it just kind of gets in the way, especially when you're starting in a snow biome, because you're just going to have real difficulty growing crops. Growing crops in a snow biome is really annoying, and I advise, if you're going to do that, to build a greenhouse immediately, because it just saves you so much time and effort. So I'm just putting in a little bit of the walkway, just so that I have a better idea of like the shape and order that we're going with, and just to double check that everything is actually going to work. 1, 2, 3. See, I think I've messed that up already. Right, okay. Let's take this stuff out. So we start with this line here. Then we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Double slabs. Double slabs. Round off that corner and then do that. And that's not going to work because then we go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3. So, whoa, calm down. That's the problem with having like efficiency 5 picks and things and shovels, is they just demolish like anything and everything. Like, look how quick this snow comes up. It's like, wee, snow. I mean, it's really useful if you need snow, especially if you can do the old trick with trapping a snowman in a small confined space and just holding down right mouse button. Sorry, left mouse button. How long have I been playing Minecraft? Holding down left mouse button and removing the snow that he puts down when he walks. And you can get so much snow doing that. Anyway, again, I've done this thing where I start building at night time. So to save time, bump. Cheating, I know, but I don't really care. Okay. one of the interesting things about that particular cheat, or that particular command, is that on older servers, or in older versions of Minecraft, it used to mess up redstone clocks something horrendous, because essentially you would skip ticks and the game would go and get very confused. Normally, if there was any lag on the server as well, it would make it even worse, as the game tried to understand and keep up with what you were telling it to do and how time was going. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3. I think I'm going to run out of andesite in my inventory at this rate. Pick up some more. There we go. Okay, right. I'm going to montage this because it's going to be a lot quicker for you guys to watch and less boring for you to watch than me just going 1, 3, 4. So, over to future me to talk about what I'm doing. Okay, so here we go with my second montage. Although technically this isn't a montage. A montage is more like a series of short clips put together with some music or something to show passage of time. This is one clip sped up with me talking over the top of it. So I don't know what you'd actually call this per se, but I'm calling it a montage even though that's incorrect. And there we go. Yeah. So first off, I am adding the... Yeah. Okay. So I keep falling off this. I don't know how many times I've fallen off this, but I've added a ding each time. I was going to add a counter in the top, but I couldn't get Premiere to play nice with that, with sort of updating text on a timeline. So yeah, occasionally you'll hear a ding. That's when I fall off. So first off, I'm adding these smooth stone slabs to define where the bridge is, define the outside, and then I can fill in the centre with andesite blocks. So this bridge is surprisingly large, and I'm recording this a couple of days after I recorded this footage. This voiceover I'm recording a couple of days after I recorded this footage. And I built the other bridge, and I found out that that bridge is a lot longer. The path on the right of when you're looking, the path on our right here, the outcrop that I'm heading to is a lot further back than the outcrop I'm bridging to right now. So it's actually a much longer bridge, but that's not really a problem. I've put the support in approximately the same place, but I'll talk about that in the next video. So at the moment, I'm just adding the edging to the bridge. And my cat's just arrived back in, having... seemed to have... I don't know what she's got there. She's caught a Nerf dart, which she is playing with. My cat isn't very good at hunting. My cat is very good at scavenging, but not at hunting. Anyway, so heading back to my house, to pick up some netherrack to use as scaffolding. I like netherrack to use as scaffolding. I've said this before. It's so easy to get rid of. I know a lot of people use leaf blocks, but I find leaf blocks are just a pain to get hold of. I mean, they're not too difficult to get hold of, but I found netherrack I just have sitting around at home, so it's not too much of a problem to get hold of. Okay, so I have built the body of the bridge and the first tiering of detailing. However, there is a slight problem, as you can see on the first bridge. There's kind of like a three-tiered level thing, which I don't have on... It's quickly blowing up. Which I don't have on the new bridge, the bridge I'm building at the moment. And I couldn't work out why, so I ended up just doing something. I ended up just going with what felt right. They're not identical. The two bridges on the top are pretty much identical, but they're not identical to the bridge below in design. I'm not entirely sure how I built this bridge I'm on. Luck and, well, not luck, but I built it over a long time and made lots of little changes, so repeating the design isn't the easiest thing. And yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with this. I need to tidy up the top of the stairs where the bridges kind of come together. I'm thinking of just doing a big sort of semicircle and having the path to the town split off from that. So here I am even just making a slight change to how I've got that tiering, removing the double block and adding a single block. That just kind of gives it a bit more of a shape to it. Which at the end of the day, it's not the same as the one below, but it has the same effect. Okay, next step is to try and work out where the centre of the bridge is, or roughly the centre of the bridge is, so that I can put in the centre sort of support structure. So yeah, I'm using clear weather and set time just to make things a little smoother. Since they don't really change much gameplay, they don't add anything, it's just much easier when doing a montage, especially when it's snowing and you need to see kind of where the ground is. So this is a technique which I use quite often on projects. I'll set up a couple of lines and then place down blocks at some kind of interval, count how many there are, and that will help me work out where the centre is. And yeah, so that was a pretty dumb thing to do. I thought that the netherrack I'd placed was in the centre, but it wasn't. It was kind of off to the side. So I died and dropped all my stuff on the ground. I think I've got pretty much all of it back. But I could have done without that. And there you go, seeing Steve. The skin server was down at the time, so it's Steve. Sorting out my stuff. I had a problem as well with every time I fell off or came down. A couple of times I come down, normally just to have a look at the bridge. I found it difficult to find my way back up. So there are numerous, lots of this video is actually me sort of standing going, okay, I have no idea where I'm supposed to go here. And I also make a mistake there, a kind of mistake there, where I add the andesite block back in before I've kind of made a note on the top where the centre is. So I made like some sort of note. I added the smooth stone slabs to the edges, so that'll tell me exactly where kind of the centre of the bridge is. And here I am falling off and failing to get up. And another creeper explodes and takes a chunk of the stairs, which really annoyed me. As you can see, I spin the camera around in irritation. But this actually works out relatively well, relatively useful, because it turns out that I've actually built these stairs slightly incorrectly. I think, or the creeper blew out some of the dirt. So there's a little bit of on the fly sculpting of the terrain. It doesn't look quite right. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that slight area of the stairs where there's a gap. Not where there's a gap, but where there is where there's a gap in the wall between the floor of the stairs and the wall that leads up. Because currently now there's nothing. You can fall off quite easily. There's also another problem with this bridge, which is it's actually it's one block thinner than the bridge below it, which kind of led to a little confusion to start with, because of where the smooth stone slab towers go on the bridge below is in between these kind of leaves of 4. So I just decide that I'm just going to carry on, add these leaves, and then work out where we're going to put the those slab towers even, where I'm going to put those afterwards. which it works out words. It works out fairly well. I mean, it's not perfect. It's not like the one below it, which, as I said, they weren't going to be identical. As long as this bridge and the bridge on the other side of the stairs up is the same, I'm pretty happy. I don't really mind that this particular bridge is different from the one below us. Conceptually, it's very similar. It uses all the same materials, it uses the same basic principles, it's just slightly different in implementation. So I can live with it. That's not really a problem. Okay, so I've got the first kind of spur in place. First support spur out of 4. And just moving around, having a look at exactly what it looks like. Did I do both? No, I didn't do both. Yes, did I? I can't tell in this video. It's going too quickly. This is at 300%, I think, or maybe 250. There was a lot of footage here. I ended up recording a lot more than I thought, basically because I kept falling off, and it took me an age to build this. Oh yeah, just here I'm using dirt blocks as placeholders for glowstone, just so I can keep in mind that I'm going to need some. I think I pretty much run off and get some almost immediately now, and head back to the house. I don't know. I put in the third and fourth spurs down, and I fall off again. This time I don't die, which is good. I mean, I've already lost a bunch of XP from that second fall, but it's these things happen, especially when building on scaffolds. I should not get a job in construction because I would just fall off all the time. Yeah, sometimes I wish my pick would reach further. But you know, if it did reach further, I just want it to reach like even further. Okay, so yeah, I'm setting up to build the other spurs, which I mean they're not really curves. They're kind of linear, but they look curved because of the bottom of the bridge, the bottom of the road surface. Because that is straight, it kind of makes these beams look a bit curved, which I like, even though they're not. I mean, curves in Minecraft, as you've probably heard me talk at reasonable length about, they're really dumb. You mean you can make curves and they look okay, but because of the blocks, because it's all blocks, there's only so much kind of fidelity you can give to any sort of curve. Yeah, I mean, these bridges are a bit odd because they don't really connect to the walls on either side. I mean, normally you'd find like somewhere they'd connect to that would be a bit analogous to foundations, but I don't have these on these bridges. I mean, notionally, on the far side, it's going to be where the Moon Temple is, Moon Palace, whichever. Moon Palace, Palace of the Moon. Yes, it's going to be where the Moon Palace is, and that will have a strong wall to it, to which these bridges will be keyed to. On the other side, I'm not so sure. I mean, currently they just go into the dirt wall. On this bridge, that wall is relatively steep, so it doesn't look too out of place. However, on the other side, I actually have to make some substantial changes to the geography of... Yeah, some substantial changes to the topology geography of that area to kind of smooth off the area and make the spur on that side not look silly. So here I'm going back, heading back down to the house to pick up some glowstone. And yeah, to add to our bridge. I pick up 1 stack of glowstone and 2 stacks of 2 stacks of glowstone and 1/2 stack of blocks, I think. I mean, I don't think I ever end up using them. I'm probably going to end up using them on the town streetlights, which I'll probably actually use glowstone lamps for instead, redstone lamps. Okay, now the step here I'm working on is adding these smooth stone pillars. And I actually make a mistake here, which I later correct, which is the exact positioning of these. I wanted them so that you couldn't see them popping through the underside, and you can initially here. And that's because I've kind of placed it incorrectly. It needs to be sort of 1 tier down. And I think I do it right on the right hand side and do it wrong on the left hand side, which is kind of irritating, but you know, these things can't be helped. I later correct it. It's also correct on the other bridge, and I'm pretty sure on the bridge underneath it's also correct. I think on the underside all you can see is brick slabs. So momentarily I think about putting some glowstone in the edges like the bridge below has. I couldn't really find a good place to put it, and I didn't think actually at the end of the day it needed it. So this is the correct method. Now I call that the correct method mostly because the slab down there that we start on is the top of a block, so you can place a new block of any type on top of it, or a new slab on top of it of any type, and it won't be annoyed at you, and it will let you do it. On the other side, where I make a mistake, I'm trying to put it on a half a slab, or put it on a slab which is half a block, which you're not allowed to do unless it's a block of the same type. So that's why it gets annoyed. So I get fed up of not being able to find my way up, so I kind of shape the ground a little bit into some stairs, add some torches to remind me, and that is the underside of the bridge mostly complete. Now, as I said, there are a couple of little errors which I go on later to fix, but that's most of kind of the core of the bridge completed. The next thing to do is to add this awning over the top, which gives us our light. And to do that, I have to again work out where the centre of the bridge is because I forgot to actually record that on the top. So I do that by working out exactly where that underside, or the centre of the underside is, in relation to the bridge below. So I work out that it's actually where the dirt starts and the sort of void begins. And that lets me work out exactly where the bridge starts. I double check it by getting rid of the andesite centre, and I can see glowstone underneath me, which means I'm in the middle of the bridge and can continue. So first thing to do is set up these pillars, add a little bit of the detailing with the stairs, and then add the kind of awning, which is a very similar design to the struts below, using the 4 smooth stone brick, which I forget momentarily how to make smooth stone brick slabs. I try and put a line of 3 slabs in instead of a line of 3 blocks, which is a little embarrassing, but I had been going for a good hour or so at this point, and I was listening to music at the time, and it was a little distracting. And there's a little bug in Minecraft where if you're crouching over somewhere where you're trying to put a block, it won't let you put the block. It'll flash like it's there and then disappear. It's because you're inside the block, especially if it's a slab, it does this. So it can be a bit tricky. So just trying to work out where the glowstone goes in these. I actually work out here that there is again another little error, which is this is one half. This is a slab too high. Instead of adding a slab and then starting on that, I should have started just on that initial block. Again, it's not necessarily wrong that the other way I did it, the initial way I did it. It's not that it's wrong, it's just it doesn't match the one below. And I actually don't think it looks as good. It doesn't look as nice. And yeah, okay, adding the smooth stone awning in a similar fashion. I actually think I remove this. Ooh. When it gets to the ooh was because I record these by watching the Premiere version as I'm editing. The edited version, I don't like encode it out and then watch it and record. I just record as it's playing through, and it just paused very briefly. So this is probably going to be out of time. Anyway, I think I'm coming up to past me coming back in. So I will see you later. Well, okay then. I think that is one of the two bridges completed. Now that took me a lot longer than I expected, and I'm sure I have said some rather derogatory things in the voiceover. However, I think this is pretty much completed apart from the small problem I just noticed, which is that this top section isn't connected to... Whoops. Yeah, working with slabs is irritating, but I like the results too much to stop. And there we go. So, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. And I will probably build the second bridge off camera. I won't probably even do a montage of it, basically because that took way too long, and my hard drive is now probably very close to full. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.